Hello and a huge welcome back. I have not gone live for quite some time, so it is my absolute pleasure to join you today. It has been such a wild term. I'm not sure about you, but everyone I'm talking to is saying like, Kel, I can't believe this. This term has just absolutely flown by. And look, you probably think the same. I can't believe that we are about to go on holidays. Many of our private school colleagues are already there. So look, it has been one of those terms and I'm not sure why. I can't really put my finger on it, but a huge welcome back to the PDHPE and CAFS Podcast. We have been sharing some really awesome episodes with like world-renowned guests, educators, Shirley Clark, Jay McTee, who have we had? Lisa Heifel, Holly Clark, like amazing educators sharing their story, bringing absolute gems to the podcast. So if you would like to spend a bit of time in the holidays, maybe having a listen in the second week, we would love to have you join us. And look, today's episode is all about really reflecting on the term, and we've been having some big conversations in New South Wales about teacher burnout, people leaving the profession in droves, and some key statistics that came out last week. Time of recording, we are the 1st of July 2025. So on the 27th of June, there were some statistics around school teachers leaving the workforce. So in one sector, there were 1,700 teachers quitting and over 1,000 retiring in one particular area. And the new ABS data revealed that Parramatta was the worst affected. That was the worst affected region with 164 teachers leaving, followed by Sydney's Inner West and Blacktown not far behind. And today I want to flip that script because I am an educator who worked in a school in Western Sydney for 14 years. And for that whole 14 years, I worked at a school in Blacktown, all-girls Catholic school, Nagle College. You've heard me talk about the school before. If not, it's situated kind of like just off the Great Western Highway near Prospect, and it is a beautiful Catholic school. I worked 14 years there. I loved, honestly, every day of my time there. There were some hiccups, as we have in schools, but I really felt like I could make a difference with the kids that we had at our school. We had lots of immigrants, lots of kids who couldn't speak English coming to our school, and I don't know what's changed, and I want to hear from you. Like, I want to start a conversation about what has changed. I don't know if I've got my rose-coloured glasses on, but I love my time in Blacktown. I love my time in Western Sydney. And look, we were part of the Parramatta Catholic Diocese, so I talked to a lot of people in our surrounding Catholic schools, and things on the whole were pretty good. Obviously, there were some issues, that happens in any school. But I really loved my time at Nagle, and I want to kind of flip that script. It's been really negative on social media, not our accounts, but on other platforms about what's happening in New South Wales schools. And I know, I live in my own bubble now on the Central Coast, but I know what happens in schools. I know that it is tricky. I know that the paperwork hasn't gone away. But I really think that sometimes it takes something to reflect back and to have a think about how we're really feeling. So I want you to do that today. Despite the changes, despite what's happening, this is a reminder of why you got into the profession, why I got into education in the first place. Now, this would have been my 21st year in a New South Wales school. And if you've watched and listened for a long time, you know that I left the profession. I left the profession that I loved, but I get to make such an impact with you, our teachers, our schools. And I think for this term and probably like for the last 3 months, I've been in a bit of a winter. You know how, I don't know, like if you're into self-development, some people talk about, about how you're feeling in seasons. I really think I've been living in a bit of a winter. Although you probably see me on social media and sharing at the PE forum, in our masterclasses, obviously I have to be really positive, that's me. But internally, I felt like been in a bit of a funk. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the energy. I don't know if it's the moon. I don't know if it's hormones, and potentially the fact that I'm 44 this year, and maybe perimenopause. I don't know. There's no excuse for it, but I've just felt this funk within myself. And I don't know if it's because I am finally saying some things that I wish I had said a long time ago. I don't know if I'm stepping into my power, stepping into my leadership, and leveling up on who I am as a leader in PDHP across New South Wales. I don't know if it's like a combination of everything, but things have been really good. I'm very healthy, I'm happy, but there's just been that internal kind of little niggling, and I don't know what it is, to be really honest. But I was talking to my business coach, one of my business coaches this morning, about this. And look, we were talking about the stories that we share, and there are lots of teachers in our communities doing amazing things. And I often think that, you know, human nature, we turn to the negative, and often that negative is the thing that leads. And obviously the media are like culprits for that. A good news story is going to be negative. A good news story is going to hook you in. It's going to be something a bit controversial, something a bit doom and gloom. But I really think that's not conducive for us as educators. I think it's really important for us to share the positive moments and to really step into who we are and what we came into teaching for. And I feel very blessed that I get to, I suppose, see what happens in some schools, because teachers talk. They tell me what's happening. They tell me how they're feeling, because I'm like a third party that is not attached to a school, and a lot of our members open up and tell me how they're really feeling. So things like, Kel, like I was drowning and I'm so grateful, just having our community, or the resources you're doing, like for HMS, have like just saved me so much time. Simple things like that. We've had teachers from rural locations say to us, like, I keep second guessing myself. I'm so grateful that I get to email you, because I don't know what CAFS is like. CAFS is new at our school. I get to email you and ask you these questions. Thank you for your time. And I think it's really been reflected back on me at the amount of time that we don't have. Like I said at the beginning, July is here. We are at the halfway point of the year. And, it's been freezing, it's been cold, it's been wintry. In terms of the weather, we haven't had a whole heap of sunshine. I don't know if that's kind of made it worse, but I really want you to spend some time over the next couple of days and even over the holidays reflecting on, where you are in your journey, and potentially the gratitude that you feel about having one of the best jobs in the world. And I say this because I'm now 5 years out of being in the classroom. I do miss it. I honestly, hand on heart, miss being in the classroom. I miss the kids. I miss the collaboration. I miss the crazy stories, the funny little things that happen, the events. And look, I know that I'm doing a lot to help teachers feel that within our community, our events, our HMS Summit coming up, the forum, our PDHPE Connect, which is a brand new experience for regional teachers. We are heading to Western Plains, so Dubbo Zoo. We are heading to New England, University of New England in Tamworth, and we're heading back down to Canberra in October with our brand new event, PDHPE Connect. And I get to feel all that, but I think sometimes when we're kind of stuck or in a bit of a rut, we forget that we actually have it pretty good. So I'm kind of reflecting on how I've been feeling, and my reflection is that gratitude should be there, because we have a pretty good profession. There, like I said, lots of negative stuff in the media, but often we get drawn into that, and the bitchiness, the gossiping, everyone kind of on their high horse or having a whinge. I think it's really important for us to stand as a community and be really positive and be really optimistic about what our future holds. And look, the stories and the things that I get to see that are working in schools is really exciting. The stories that you tell me about what's happening in your classroom kind of reminds me of what happened in my classroom, especially at Nagel. Like, I had a student who I hadn't seen for such a long time, probably like 10 years. And I was at Melissa Ambrosini's book signing. I'm not sure if you follow her, but she has a book. She wrote it quite a few years ago called Mean Girls. And I was at this book signing at Castle Hill Library. And I was doing my thing with my sister and a couple of friends, watching and listening. At the end, this beautiful student, Kieran, came up to me and said, "Oh, hi, miss, what are you doing here?" You know, gave her a hug. And she said, "Oh, thank you. Like, thank you for what you did for me at school." I'm like, "Oh, Kieran, I did nothing. Like, I was your year coordinator for a couple of years. I taught her for literally like 7 to 10 PE. I think she did pass. She didn't love the practical side of things. I then had her in CAFS for year 11 and 12. So she had me from 7 to 12. And she said, "Oh, you know, miss, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here." I'm like, "Oh, Kieran, you know, that really means a lot to me." And I bet you have students that have either said that to you, or you've had students that have really changed their whole life because of you. And I think we need to really tap into those positive experiences, because in life, so many of us get caught up in the negativity of things that I think that we often take the positives for granted. And look, the proof of the collaboration and the connection is there. We're not just teaching the content. And I say this a lot to you as teachers in our memberships. We can teach the content, but we're really there for the connections. It's where the connections are what creates the biggest impact. And I think I feel that in our memberships. Even though we're like virtual, often we get to see each other in our HMS Summit, our next term, CAFS Conference, our new K to 10 PDHPE Forum, and our new PDHPE Connect sessions in regional locations. We have all that, but the power is in the community. The power is in the connection. And I think if you're listening to this today and you're thinking, "Oh, Kel, like, I just want to get to the end of, you know, term 2, I want you to pause and really think, what is a moment that happened this week, this term, that was impactful, and what was a moment that you connected with a student?" Because I can guarantee that you got into this profession to make an impact on young people. Don't tell me it was the holidays. They're great. It's like a bit of a silver lining, a bit of a carrot, but it's not the holidays. It's not the money. You know, the conditions are tricky sometimes, but I can guarantee you that's the reason, the kids. And that's what I miss the most. I do miss the kids a lot. I miss just their crazy stories and their energy, because I get to work at home. I get to work with our members via email or via Zoom, but I don't get to work with young people face to face much anymore. In our revision sessions for CAFS and HMS, yes, I do, but I don't get to see kids very much. Your students will remember you as the person. We know that they won't remember much of the content, but it's you that they are there for. So I think today I'm really encouraging you to have that sense of gratitude, to think back, you know, for a moment or a series of moments that have happened this term that have put a smile on your face, and for you to kind of think about that as you go into term 3, because we have lots of stuff ahead. So 2023, I created this acronym around me, stepping into my power and inspiring you as an educator. But I've created a refresh in 2025, and it's more about you as a teacher and as an educator to lead with impact. So I invite you to inspire the young people that you're working with. And by inspire, I mean to ignite, to spark that curiosity, courage and creativity with your kids, to nurture, to build safe, positive relationships where your students feel seen, heard and valued, to share, open up your practice, open up your door, welcome people into your classroom, your passion, your lessons, we know that collaboration is key. I want you to personalize what you do, to adapt, to tweak, to change, to differentiate, to tailor the learning to meet every student where they're at. And I want you to make an impact. I want you to make an impact that leaves a legacy on education, because our kids deserve it and education deserves it. So every lesson, every connection, every day, you are making a difference. You're making such a difference with your kids and in your school. To reflect, to pause, to breathe, to learn from your wins and challenges, to really take that time to think about the growth that you're experiencing. And finally, as I've been saying a lot, is to empower, to give your students the tools, voice and confidence to lead their own learning, and back yourself while you're there, because you matter and our profession matters. Now, if this has resonated with you, or if you have a positive story to share about teaching, I invite you to send me a message. Just write the word moment in Instagram on my DMs, and I invite you to have a conversation to share your positive story, because so much that happens in the media, whether it's social media or in the actual news media, is around the negative narrative about teaching and about education in New South Wales, and I'm here to change that. So let us know if this episode has connected with you in any way, shape or form, or if you've loved something that we have shared recently on the podcast. I really would love for you to share our episodes, send a screenshot to your friends, your colleagues about the PDHPE and CAFS podcast. It really enables us to bring bigger guests on, to really give back and to inspire you as a busy teacher. Happy holidays. We're here. Term 3 is just around the corner, but we have a 2-week break, which is really exciting. I can't wait to switch off for a bit. It's been a massive 3 months. We're doing lots next term. We kick off with I'm actually doing a teach meet with Knox Grammar with a whole heap of schools around New South Wales, which is really exciting, first day back. I'm then doing a revision session for CAFS in person. I'm doing one in the holidays as well for PDHPE. And then we have our HMS Summit week 2. I cannot wait. Bring it on. It's going to be really exciting. We're then heading to Western Plains, to Dubbo, for our brand new event, PDHPE Connect. Traveling to 3 regional locations to support you, to bring professional learning to you. And then, of course, we have our exams and all of our revision sessions for CAFS and HMS next term. I love term 3. Term 3 is where I thrive, and I can't wait to support you again in a beautiful term to round out Year 11 and Year 12, and to really kind of get to that meaty end of the year. Have the most amazing holiday. You deserve it. I can't wait to hear what you thought of today's episode, and have a beautiful break. Take care. See you soon.